and he goes by the name of Ji. He's here right now. What's going on, man?
Good, bro. I just released some new beats today, so it's been good over here.
That's awesome, man. And again, thank you for being on, especially just 2 days' notice. I reached out to you on Twitter, and you said you're be on board, and here you are, man. And I play a couple of your tracks. I played The Chosen, and I played a song called Knowledge Equals Freedom.
Oh,
Definitely,
yeah, yeah.
definitely. I'm definitely become a fan of yours. I definitely enjoy those tracks. So let's go ahead and get started, Ji. And what got you into doing hip hop music?
Well, I always listened to it and all that, and probably about like 3 or 4 years ago, I was just messing around with some people, freestyling and all that on songs, and I put a couple out on the internet, and people are liking that. So then after that, about 2 years ago, I started to get more serious into them. About a year and a half ago is when I started working on that album, Internal Reflection, and I put that out about 2 months ago.
That's awesome, man. And what I respect about your work is you're not just a recording artist, but you do your own beats as well. I mean, I'm
Yes, sir.
surprised. I'm surprised that there's not a whole lot of artists that does that. There may be a few, but it's one thing to write the song and put it on wax and everything, and then you collaborate with a producer. I mean, for artists such as yourself, you get twice the work. I mean, does it? Do you feel like it's maybe too much work? Do you prefer sometimes to work with another producer, or do you prefer beats of your own?
It depends, really. Sometimes I'll be looking for certain beats. If I can't like make a certain sound myself, or I'm having trouble with it, I go out looking for a producer's beat that maybe I could use. If not that, like if I'm working with the artist, I usually like to make the beat. Like for instance, on Knowledge Equals Freedom, that features the Underachievers Issa Gold, and I want to make the beat to that one so I could be able to really just focus on the entire sound of the whole track and figure all that out.
Let me ask you this, Ji. Who do you consider as influences in your hip hop career? Any rappers or producers? Like, who do you consider as influences in your career?
I'd have to say, even though it don't always really sound like it in my music, so I kind of like made my own whole style and lane for myself. But Pharrell's definitely an influence. Kanye, Jimi Hendrix, Andre 3000, Outkast, both of them. Big Crit, I'd say he's one too. And Pink Floyd, that I really love their psychedelic sound, what they do with all their old music. So those are my main influences.
I'm definitely starting to become a fan of Big Quit. He's from the Dirty South. He's from the Mississippi area.
Yeah.
He's quietly making a name for himself. He may not be as big as the rest of the South artists, but uh, based on his beats and his rhymes, he's definitely someone to keep an eye on in the next few
Yeah,
years.
for
I
sure.
definitely believe he has superstar written all over. It's just a matter of maybe getting more radio play. I don't know what it's gonna take, but he's definitely on the rise. I definitely got a lot of faith in him. Um, so, Jr., let's talk about this record you was making. Internal Reflection just came out 2 months ago. What was it like
Yes,
working on
sir.
that record?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Oh, what was it like working on the record Internal Reflection?
Oh, I really loved the whole process to it all. It took a while actually. 'Cause I started out, I probably had like 10 songs in, and then I kind of just like kept moving on and like improving things I do, the beats, the deliveries, the style. And at first it was like the content I had for it was a little bit different. Then as it got like closer to like the summer of 2013, that's when I really started to like just be in my zone, just making like tons of music and tons of beats for it, and really just find the whole lane and direction I want to go with the project. Got all the features I wanted on it that I think would fit best for it, and just really mapped it out perfect to like show the inside of my mind and my reality, which is what I wanted to do with it all.
Now, was there one song in particular that stood out to you that you enjoyed doing the most, or is it kind of like picking your favorite, picking children or whatever? It's like it's hard to decide which record you enjoyed doing the most. Was there any records that stood out to you that you like doing?
I love doing them all, but I have to say my favorite one I did was the intro, which is called B1, and I made the beat to that. And what I did was I wrote down like two verses, or actually what I did first, I made a song to another producer's beat, and I had the verses written out, but then I changed my mind and wanted to do one of my beat for the intro, and I had it have this like real groovy, like soulful feel to it, and then the outro I had it switch up into this like psychedelic sounding, spacey beat, which I put these quotes of John Lennon and Jimi Hendrix on for the outro, and for the two hooks on it, I was just like in the booth, just like grooving out, singing, like freestyling, and I was just trying to get an idea for it, but I loved the way it turned out, and so did everyone else, and that was probably definitely my favorite one.
So for people that wants to hear more of your music, where can people can go to check out your songs?
Well, I mainly put all my music on, I put my videos on YouTube, and all the other songs that I've recently been putting out, I've been putting on my SoundCloud page. If you want to find me on YouTube, it's at youtube.com/JAYEYETHEKING, and that's the same with SoundCloud. Just or if you can't find that, just on Twitter, I'm at JAYEYETHEKING, and links are all on my page. It shouldn't be real hard to find. You just Google search J period I period, which is J.I. my name, and then internal reflection after that. That'll all come up. That's my main links.
So as you promoting and spreading the word on this record, do you have any like upcoming shows and performances that you got going on?
Not like right at this moment. I did a few right around the time it dropped, and I got asked to do a couple recently. I got asked to do this one in California, but there were some problems with that because they weren't paying for the plane ticket, which I wasn't really about to do that about like 3 weeks ahead of time. And I got asked to open up for Dom Kennedy in Pittsburgh, but then promoters were on some other stuff too, talking about wanting me to do their job for them, basically. So I kind of got out of that, but possibly some more soon, upcoming February.
That has to be frustrating for an artist when they're not, when promoters say one thing and then I don't know, they change their mind at the last minute, and you being an artist, you know, trying to make a name for yourself, and that has to be frustrating.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most. And promoters are always trying to get from other people to artists. They'll ask you, hey, you want to do this show? And then when they say, yeah, they're like, all right, I need you to sell like 50 tickets for me in the city you don't even live, or I need you to pay $300. And I'm just like, I'm good at all that. I'll do this all for free, you know?
Yeah, I mean, shame on you promoters. Shame on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just blasphemous. So,
Yeah, right.
so Ji, if you can have a dream collaboration, it could be with any artist, whether it's mainstream, indie, unsigned. What would your dream collaboration be? Who would you like to collaborate with the most?
Man, there's like so many, but I'd have to say if I could have any, my favorite that I think I'd make like one of the grooviest and dopest songs ever would be Andre 3000 and Outkast. Or if it was a project where I made all the beats for them, I'd like to work with Currency on that, because I make a lot of that real smooth, laid-back, smoker type beats. Yeah, I'd definitely say if it was just one for one track, Andre 3000.
Speaking of Andre 3000, it's definitely been a long time coming that he's finally going to be releasing a solo album. It's been reported for quite some time, but it looks like it's going to become a reality. I'm also happy that Outkast is about to work on a new album as well. That's just something that hip hop really needs, man. Because
Yes, sir,
honestly,
definitely.
as far as hip hop groups is concerned, not a whole lot of groups has been, I don't know, buzzing or whatnot. And Outkast has been one of the few to do it, back in the late 90s and 2000, early 2000s. So I'm curious to see what they do eventually when they start putting out their new music. And Andre 3000, most definitely. Um, so, J.I., if you can give anyone advice that wants to get into music in general, what would your advice be?
If you want to get into music, the first thing I'd say is be yourself. Don't be trying to duplicate any other artist or trying to make this image of someone you're not. Be who you are, be original, and do what you love to do, and make that sound that depicts you as a person. That's my advice.
I gotta say, well said on that, especially, be original. I mean, do you think that hip hop is running out of originality? Do you think it's just artists too caught up trying to follow the same trend and hope they have a hit record? I mean, do you think that there's not much left for hip hop to do as far as originality?
I think there's a lot that kind of goes unnoticed. It's more of like not the ones you see in the spotlight, but the ones that's underground right now that's slowly making their way up to the top. But it's always hard to kind of just be the one that like originated something. That's why you gotta like mesh style together sometimes and like pick out your own lane for it all.
I definitely understand that. I guess it takes time. I look at
Yeah,
music.
definitely.
I look at music like food because you know how people don't want to wait for food to be ready,
Yeah.
and then when it's not prepared, then you end up complaining about it. So what fans need to know, what fans need to realize, especially for artists like yourself, you don't want to rush music. You don't want to put it out there, and then all of a sudden people don't like it. I mean, but people, there's always going to be critics. There's always going to be haters and naysayers. But it's your music. You're entitled to put the best foot forward and to make sure you put out the best music that you can for the real fans out there. And I think that's sometimes fans. I mean, sometimes fans they just get out of hand as far as begging for more music when it's the
Yeah,
artist that's
definitely.
it's when the artist they the one gotta do what they gotta do.
Hmm.
Unless they know what it's like to put out music for a living, they shouldn't be jumping the gun on artists. Just let them take their time. Let them make sure the music is right.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that. It's hard for myself sometimes 'cause I get impatient with like wanting to put things out like right away for people to hear, but then having to hold it back. People always be asking, whenever I push it back, like, where's that at? Where's that at? Now I like push it back more. I'm like, just wait, I'm trying to make this even better than what it's at right now. So people need to always understand.
So for the time being, you can go check out the record Internal Reflection. It's on his SoundCloud page. It's on other musical websites. Better yet, just follow the man on Twitter, and he'll be posting links and etc. J I the King. That's JAYEYETHEKING. Follow him on Twitter, and he'll be posting not just original music, but he'll be posting his own beats. He's not just a rapper, but he's a producer. So that's awesome to hear. And J.I., I want to thank you for taking the time for joining me for this interview. Again, on 2 to 3 days notice, I truly appreciate your time. Best of
No doubt.
success.
Thanks for having me.
And best of success goes out to you, man. Again, thank you for your time.
Same to you, fam. Enjoy your night.
All right, you too, man.
Take it easy, brother.
Bye bye. That was rap artist and producer J.I. joining me here all the way from Ohio. That's where I used to live. I used to live in Ohio, Cincinnati, Columbus. Very cool state.